What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wildcat Cave. We have a good video for you guys today, but before we get into that, I want to stop and give you guys a few updates and a few little news tidbits. First off, thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions. At the last video, we were about 145 subscribers. As of right now, we are almost at 200, so that really means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and click that subscribe button for all things Kentucky. I'm going to be going over all UK athletics as the seasons go on. You know, we're going to have as much content as I can produce. Vlogs, prediction videos, game reviews, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, or SEC in general, I plan to have a couple SEC videos out too. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. It really means a lot to grow this channel. I could not express enough how much that means to me, guys. So thank you guys for that. Again, on that same note, thank you guys to everybody that had liked the last vlog video and left some really positive comments. Some of you guys left some really touching stuff saying that, you know, it kept you connected to the games even though you're not able to go to them and stuff. That really means a lot to me, and for that, I'm going to keep doing it, guys. That really touches my heart, and I appreciate all of the feedback and stuff on there. I got a lot of really good feedback on that vlog video, even though it's not my most popular. So I really do appreciate all that. There will be another vlog this week with the Missouri game. This should be a really exciting game, a really exciting vlog. Obviously, Kentucky got the big win last week, and we're looking to carry that this week. That's a really big game. All the people have been tweeting out. Vince Mayer, Mark Stoops, all those people have been tweeting out how big of a game this is. The energy is going to be electric, so stay tuned for that as well. As far as the previews, my ULM Kentucky breakdown, it was one of my most popular videos, fast growing, gained a lot of subscribers this week, so that was a really good video. Just going forward, so you guys know, I'm only going to be doing the breakdown videos from now on away games. So like the South Carolina game will be my next breakdown video. That is because if I just did the breakdown videos midweek and then the vlog at the end after the game, that is all one subject for the next 3 weeks straight. So this is going to, if I only do that on away games, this is going to open up the channel, give me a little more diversity, and be able to cover a couple more topics. So when the South Carolina game comes, I'll do a breakdown, and obviously I won't have a vlog that week to, you know, carry that on. So I'll be able to do a couple more diverse things with the channel and keep the channel a little more open as opposed to just strictly football for 3 weeks straight and then something else for a week. So that's why I'm only going to do the breakdowns on away games. But when I do those, I'll let you guys know, and then obviously I will keep the vlogs up for the home games. And just a question I want to pose to you all. Are you guys interested in me doing like simple, shorter videos on more like newsy updates? I know a lot of you guys watch like Carolina Jackpot and Uncle Lou in their video. They're more news type things where I'm more opinion based. I do a lot more of like the top 5 or the most important type videos. As to where they do more like newsy type things. Like I could do a video on the Sheldon Sharp commitment if you guys are more interested in that. Just let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see. If you guys would like to see more news type videos, I'll be glad to do them. Just let me know what you guys are thinking down there. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into this one, guys. Today we're going to go over the Kentucky basketball non-conference schedule. This was just released late last week. So, you know, they put out, obviously, Kentucky's going to have 18 SEC games as always. That doesn't change, so we're going to not pay attention to that. But we're going to look at the non-conference schedule here. We'll go through the games, and then we will, I'll give you some takeaways and some key points. So, obviously, this is not my graphic. This is the one the school put out. This is your non-conference schedule for the basketball team this season. All the ones that are circles are home games, squares are away games, and hexagons are neutral court games. There is one mistake in here I want to point out. The Ohio State game down at the bottom on December 18th. It says it's a home game, which we may be the home team, but It actually is at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It is the CBS Classic that we play every year with them, UCLA, and maybe UNC, I think, is the other team in there. So don't pay attention to that. Everything else is correct on there, but that we might be the home team, but it is technically a neutral site. So starting off in October, we have the Big Blue Madness, obviously, and the Blue White game, and then the first exhibition game against Kentucky Wesleyan. No surprise there. That's what they have every year. The second exhibition game being against Miles University, I know nothing about. As always, the season opens up against, either Michigan State, Duke, or whoever the other team is in the Champions Classic. Maybe Kansas, or I think it's Kansas. Either way, we open up with the Champions Classic, first game of the season, November 9th against Duke. We go on there at home for the next foreseeable future against Robert Morris, Mount St. Mary's, Ohio University, Albany, North Florida, Central Michigan, Southern, and then we have at Notre Dame, Ohio State, the game we mentioned, the CBS Classic, Louisville at home, High Point, and then at Kansas for the SEC Big 12 matchup. So that is our non-conference schedule as a whole. I just want to give you guys just a second to look at everything here, and then we'll move on. You won't be able to see this screen, obviously, anymore, and we'll move on. I'll give you guys some takeaways. So just take a second, look at it here, and here we go. All right, guys, so the first key takeaway, the home game schedule sucks, especially with the Ohio State, obviously, not being here. This outside of Louisville, there is not a Power 5 team that comes to Rupp. I know every other year we get the Big 12 matchup, which this year is Kansas, which would have been a huge home game. It ended up getting switched this year because of COVID last season, so now it's at Kansas. That really hurts Kentucky. As a season, I'm not a season ticket holder for basketball. I am for football. But as far as basketball goes, that really hurts those season ticket holders. You're seeing a bunch of Kentucky versus teams you never heard of. That really sucks. It's not what you want to see. It's not going to draw people to the games. I feel like the fans at Rupp Arena really deserve better home games. Kentucky being a marquee program, I'm sure that they could get a Power 5 school, and not even that, a good Power 5 school outside of the SEC to come to Kentucky. I mean, we get Florida every year, and we get Tennessee, and we get, the SEC schools. But I would like to see, a Kansas, a Texas, an Ohio State, even a Wisconsin, or something outside of the SEC to come to Rupp every year and give us a good home game. I think you're going to see, if Kentucky continues this trend, a downgrade in season ticket renewals and a downgrade in those, like, when we play Southern, who's buying a ticket to that? Rupp's not going to be full as much if we don't get these marquee games and these marquee programs to come to us. Even if we have to sign home and home contracts with these guys, I think Kentucky deserves better home games. I hate to see it the way it is this year. They say there were scheduling issues, but I don't know that I buy that. That's something that Mitch Barnhart is going to have to figure out. John Calipari is going to have to figure out. The season ticket holders, the Kentucky fans, need better games at Rupp. That's just something this schedule is lacking for me personally. Up next, again with that, they canceled the Michigan series this year. Now, this is something that really kind of put a black eye on Kentucky. It really embarrassed them. Michigan came out earlier and said that Kentucky was the one that canceled due to quote-unquote scheduling conflicts. That was actually scheduled for December 4th. There's nothing scheduled that day. I don't know what the conflict was. I know it had something to do with the Big 12 series getting flipped, but I mean, come on. There's nothing scheduled that day. That's a marquee program, a good basketball school that we should have been playing at Michigan this year, which is fine. It got canceled last year. I'm good to play at Michigan and then them come to us. Now, granted, it was supposed to be us at home with Michigan, then at Michigan, then both teams go to London and play in 2022. I think the 2022 game in London is still scheduled, but I would have liked to see them keep the home and home and just push the London back or work some way around that. That is a good school, with Jawan Howard and them guys up there. That would have been a good game to keep on the schedule. Obviously adds towards your tournament resume and all that good stuff, but I would have liked to see them keep that game. Just not only to add a good team to the schedule, but keep that home and home series helps with the first point as, to have better home games. Next is, I understand that all schools play bad teams. I get that, but make the bad teams mean something. And they did a good job somewhat this year, and I'll get into that in the next point probably. But if you're gonna play bad teams, play Eastern. My alma mater. I would love to go to. I've been to an EKU UK game. It's a great time. Play Western. Play Northern. Play Bellarmine. Play Moorhead. Play those teams. Make it mean something. Make people interested. Get a vested, fan base. Get these people want to come see maybe their alma mater around the state or whoever. Pike, anybody. Get these guys. Murray State's always a tournament team. Get them to come to Rupp one time. I know a lot of these teams want the home and home thing, which Cal isn't going to do. But, make the home games mean something. Make it worth the fans' time. You can't do it for every game, but for every possible game that you can, you need to make these bad games, these easy wins, mean something to the fans, especially when you have such a bad non-conference schedule. Next, the good homecoming games that we have. This year we have 3 ones, like I said, that make the bad games mean something. Ohio University is Mitch Barnhart's alma mater, the AD. I'm sure he pushed for that. He wanted them to come to Rupp. Kind of a sentimental game to him. So that's okay. I mean, do what you got to do. Mitch kind of runs the show, so he can do whatever he wants. That's good. Bring Ohio University in. That's a game that somewhat, the fans may or may not get behind depending on how you feel about Mitch. You also have Central Michigan and Tony Barbie, who is obviously a longtime assistant at Cal. He is now the head coach of Central Michigan. He's coming back to Rupp as kind of a homecoming game. That's, the fans are going to like that. The fans that follow it closely are going to like that. The people who know who Tony Barbie is. So that's another good homecoming game. And then, of course, the one everybody can get behind is December 31st in High Point. That is Tubby Smith's homecoming. I don't know for sure, but there are rumblings behind the scenes, and there's a pretty good consensus that Tubby's name is going to get hung in the banners at Rupp at halftime during that game, or possibly before the game. So that'll be a really cool experience. It's Tubby's first time back to Rupp since he was a coach. So that's obviously going to mean a lot to him. It's going to mean a lot to some of the older fans that watched him win championships and do a lot of good things with Kentucky. So that's one of the only, quote-unquote bad teams I'm looking forward to see coming back to Rupp. It's going to be cool for Tubby to get his name up in the rafters and all that good stuff, and it's going to be cool to see him back in Rupp for the first time. So I wish we had more games like that. I wish, Kentucky made the bad games mean something again, kind of going back to that point. And finally, my last takeaway for this is, overall, it's not a bad schedule. You have potentially, depending on how rankings and stuff shake out, you have 5 potential Quadrant 1 or Quadrant 2 wins for the tournament. You're going to have a couple ranked teams either at neutral sites or on the road. And if you pick up those wins as Kentucky, that's a Quadrant 1 or 2 win depending on where they end up come March. So it's going to look good for the resume if the team's good overall, and it's really going to help them. Louisville is at home, but if Louisville ends up in the top 25, that's a Quadrant 2 win, and that's something I'm sure Kentucky will look forward to, and that obviously helps their overall tournament ranking come March. So that's really good. Overall, guys, from top to bottom, not a terrible schedule. I wish they scheduled better home games, but the strength of schedule overall kind of makes up for it in some ways. I'm probably going to give Cal somewhere in a B plus A minus range as far as, the schedule goes. I think Kentucky's looking really good. Obviously, we just got Sheldon Sharp, not for this class, but for the next one. But, excuse me. Overall, pretty good schedule. again, I cannot stress this enough. I wish we'd schedule better home games. And if we're not going to schedule good teams, schedule teams we can beat that are in state or have some sort of storyline behind them. That really means a lot to the fans and especially the season ticket holders. But again, thank you guys for watching this video. As always, like, subscribe, comment, share. Let me know down below some of the questions I asked earlier. Would you guys like more news type videos on, day-to-day coverage of the Cats? Would you guys like more vlogs? Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you don't. I appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and go Cats.